I don't think a victory has ever felt so good. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Carolina Panthers with a final score of 21-13, and I couldn't be happier. The Vikings have obviously dropped the first 3 games of the season, and as we're in this post-game reaction show, we just got a $50 super chat from my man Memer Boy, and I want to show him some love because if you guys don't know, our watch parties get off the chain, and we have guys like Memer Boy show up and show out, and he had something to say, but Memer Boy will get after this after the post-game show. He said, let's go, Paul Allen is going crazy. Hey, I don't blame him. This was a long time coming for the Minnesota Vikings, and they do end up getting their first victory of the season, and you know what? It feels so good. Like, it feels so good. I am self-producing this, so going to be moving around a little slowly here, so take it with a grain of salt. But, yeah, let's dive into it. Vikings do beat the Panthers 21-13 here with the final score, of 21-13. But Kirk Cousins today didn't have his best stuff. He was 13-19, didn't really throw the ball too often. Had a couple of bad plays, especially the interceptions. But I thought Madison ran a lot harder than he has in past games. I think Madison's really, heard the noise from this week about people saying he should be benched and everything. So shout out to Madison. I thought he looked really, really good today as well. And then Jefferson, he, again, one of the best players in the NFL. I know it's a hot take, but I'm going to say it. I think Justin Jefferson's the second best player in the entire National Football League. And I just think he is. I really do think he is. Obviously, if you're starting a draft, you would still probably take Burrow and Allen. But besides those two, I bet you Justin Jefferson gets selected 4th overall. Bryce Young, I actually thought he was solid in the second half. I just don't see that wow factor from Bryce Young. He's a solid little player. He's scrappy for sure. He's got really good feet in the pocket. He just doesn't have that big of an arm. And, I thought he left a lot to be desired today. But, again, he is a rookie. Adam Thielen led the charge for the Panthers offense today. They got the ball to him early and often. And, I said it coming into the week. I said Adam Thielen is going to be the biggest reason why the Vikings lose this football game. He was almost the biggest reason why the Vikes lost this football game. But thank God he didn't. Vikes end up getting the victory. But I got to ask you guys, who is the biggest winner from today's game? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Biggest winner for me? Probably got to go Marcus Davenport. Making his debut. Obviously, I could go Jefferson every week, but I think Davenport. Made his debut today, and he was effective. He was really, really solid. I'll get you guys his stats right quick. Probably had 2 sacks. Or Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith had 3 sacks and 2 TFLs. Davenport had a sack, a TFL. I thought he looked really good, but him or Harrison Smith for me. Vikings defense. DJ Wanham had the scoop and score, so good stuff from the Vikes today. Good stuff from the Vikes. A lot of dudes ended up contributing to that victory. But, hey, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Who was the biggest winner from today's game? Before we get into any more around the Vikings beating the Carolina Panthers, I do want to give a huge shout-out to our brand new sponsor here on Vikings Now, and that is Prize Picks. And you guys need to get hooked up with Prize Picks because it is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America and is the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is the most fun I've ever had playing daily fantasy. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Vikings offense, let's hop into this first. I thought obviously they struggled today. You only put up 265 yards of offense. One thing that was a positive for me, the run game getting going. We ran for 6 yards a carry. I just felt like still this offense leaves a lot to be desired, and I still keep going back to play calling. There was a stretch in the late fourth quarter when Carolina was driving, and I said on the show, I said, Vikings are going to go run, pass next possession, and that's exactly what they did. They ended up going run, pass, punt. And I'm not blaming Kevin O'Connell completely, but I feel like he overthinks a lot of this. Like, today was a game Jefferson should have had over 100 yards again. He had 85 and 2 tuds, and he played great, but I just thought there was still a lot to be desired from this whole offense. I mean, you'll put up 21 points against the Panthers, and really 7 of that was on a scoop and score, but the offense did just enough, and, you get out there with a victory, but these numbers right here aren't too attractive, besides the run game, which was nice. I thought Cam Akers ran the ball very, very hard today. I really like what he was doing on the ground, but, the thing is with this Vikings team is just like, the talent is definitely there. There's no doubt about it. Like, the talent is there. It's just execution. Execution, playing mindful football. I just still think this team has a long way to go. Talent is there. They just need to bring it all together. See in the chat right now, KOC short yardage play calling blows. And you're right. I mean, KOC, he's got to improve his red zone play calling and his short down play calling, or else it's going to be a long season for the Minnesota Vikings. Defensive side of things, I think this is the best game for the Vikings defense this year. Hold Carolina. You shut them out in the second half. Hold them to 13 points. You do have that one scoop and score fumble, but for being on the field for 40 minutes, I understand it's the Panthers, but you're on the field for 40 minutes, and you had 232 yards given up. I think that's fantastic. Like what the Vikings have been doing this year defensively. It's just going to come down to execution again. So, a lot to be desired still from this Vikes team, but that's why you guys make sure you guys are subscribed. We're going to be going live on the channel next week versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And will I say a must-win game for the Vikes? I think so. But make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Lock us in. And, help us out here. Help us reach 17,000 subs. I can't believe, we're really closing in on that. But really do appreciate all you guys tuning in today to the Watch Show. Just some final thoughts I had. This is a good football team. They're just still a flawed football team, and I think that's the number one takeaway. A good football team, but a flawed football team. But hey, you come back by 10 in the NFL. Hey, I mean, it's tough to do, especially on the road. I just never felt like the Vikes could catch a rhythm today on offense. And I don't know if that's on KOC not getting them in rhythm early or if it's on Kirk. I mean, Kirk had a terrible pick six. If Kirk doesn't throw that pick six and that gets 7, this game is completely different. I guess the Vikings defense necessarily held them to 6 points today. But yeah, I mean, Panthers didn't even score a touchdown. But again, I just think the Vikings need to tighten up a few things. Still think this team has a lot of potential. It's just they just got to capitalize on it because you got one of the best players in the league in Justin Jefferson, and you don't want to waste his time. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm excited about this future of this Vikings team. A must-win game. You just save yourself from having an utter disaster. And, I'm just proud of this football team today. A win is a win in the NFL. So, also, make sure you guys do give me a follow on Twitter, @PatSiepman. I'll put that link for you guys in the comment section and the description of today's show. Help me out. Follow me on Twitter, trying out my Twitter game. Hey, give me a follow on Twitter, give you a follow back. Anyways, Vikes get the first victory of the season. Go to 1-3. Chiefs next week. Let's shock the world.